Detoxing your body is one of the most important things you can do for your sexual vitality. Here's the thing, we live in a toxic world. Our food is poisoned, our air is poisoned, our water is poisoned, the products we put on our skin are poisoning us. We're pretty much swimming in toxicity. So it's no surprise why the majority of humans on this planet are struggling and why so many people end up with chronic illness. You can try to fix the symptoms of toxicity like sexual dysfunction with drugs, with trying to take more supplements and things like that, but it's much more efficient to get to the root of the issue and to eliminate these things from your diet. I'm Jonathan White, and this is the long-awaited sexual vitality detox regimen video. In this video, you're going to learn what's causing toxicity in your body, what are the things you want to remove from your body, and my own personal protocols that I've used to detoxify myself with dramatic improvements to my health, energy levels, and sexual vitality. And I'm going to share my secret weapon detox, which actually deals with pretty much everything harmful to your body. I'll share that towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. A couple years ago, I had a body scan done because my libido was up and down, which is very abnormal for me. I don't think I could say it was actually like low libido, but for me, if my libido isn't super high, I know something's wrong. And it turned out I had high estrogen. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm doing everything right. I'm eating a good diet. I'm doing my sexual kung fu practices. I'm exercising, doing all the things. But it turned out I had toxicity. I had heavy metals. I had fungus in my body. I had parasites. I had some fucking uranium-based radioactive heavy metal in my body. So I had some shit going on. And before detoxing myself, I tried like taking supplements, taking all the libido boosters, and they do help, but it's very up and down. Once I went through a serious detoxification of my body, my sexual vitality improved tremendously. Erections were better, testosterone was obviously much higher, libido was on 24/7, and I didn't need to take any like libido boosting supplements because I felt great. So let's get into it. The first thing to understand about detoxification is that you are only as healthy as your plumbing system. I'm talking about your colon, baby. You gotta flush that thing out. There's a few ways you can do this. The best thing to do is to get a colonic. Now you can either go to a clinic that does colonics or you can actually get an at-home colonic kit and do it yourself. It's gonna be messy. Most people are very backed up in their large intestine. They're backed up in their digestive system. They have a lot of old shit hanging around, which is preventing nutritive absorption. And it's also preventing proper elimination. So we wanna first of all have a good elimination pathway in the body, because without that, your body's going to struggle with expelling toxins. So get your colon in good health. Colonic is the number one thing. At the very least, I would recommend doing a sea salt or Epsom salt flush. Do a bit of research on this. This will help flush out your intestines for good elimination. Now let's get into the specifics of the things we want to remove from our bodies. Mold and fungus is high on the list. Of course, mold is a fungus. Most people have mold and fungus in their bodies, whether from the environment, from certain spaces you've lived in, or from consuming it on foods. Most breads have mold in them, which is why the first thing I recommend is cut bread from your diet. In fact, cutting all grains would be beneficial, but at least for a period of time, cut this out from your diet. And you want to do a bit of an elimination diet, and I'll get into that in a moment. But the reason why mold and fungus are harmful is because, I mean, you probably don't need to say anymore. If you got a bunch of mold and fungus in your body, I think we already know that's fucked up. But the fungus release waste products into your body, which have estrogenic compounds. It's gonna raise your estrogen. It's gonna back up your liver as well. You're gonna have all kinds of issues. So removing mold and fungus from your body is gonna be high on the list. A very powerful tool to do this is bentonite clay. Basically what you're gonna do is start with half a teaspoon, take half a teaspoon of bentonite clay in about 4 ounces of water, drink it down on an empty stomach, and just notice how you feel the rest of the day. If you feel really sick, really upset, you've got some toxicity you're dealing with, maybe stay at that dose. Eventually you wanna work your way up to taking 1 teaspoon of bentonite clay in about 4 ounces of water every 2 hours for 8 hours. And that's gonna help remove the mold from your body. And a little disclaimer here, of course, anything in this video you do at your own risk, after getting your doctor's advice, all this stuff. You hold me not accountable for any side effects that a heavy detox can cause for you. So get the bentonite clay in your diet, that will help remove the fungus. Most of the things I'm gonna mention in this video, you can find in the description of this video. I'm going to put a list of things together on Amazon so that you can just go there and get all the things you need, which I mentioned in this video. Next thing we wanna focus on is heavy metals. Heavy metals come from all kinds of sources. They come from drinking water. Common foods that have high levels of heavy metals are grains in general, like rice, wheat, oats, and barley, all tend to be high in heavy metals. Potatoes as well, and spinach. So avoid these things if you can. I cut grains out of my diet earlier this year. I'm on a paleo type diet. Check out my video on the sexual kung fu diet to see more of my dietary guidelines. Heavy metals basically fuck up your nervous system. They can cause kidney issues. It's gonna increase the stress response, your fight or flight response in your body, hypertension. They can cause reproductive issues, immune system issues. All of these things I'm mentioning, most people have in their bodies. Just inevitable in the world that we're living in. I'm not gonna get into the depths of like, why are all these things in our food supply and our water supply and our air in the first place? So some things that are going to remove heavy metals from your body. Cilantro. You can actually get cilantro extracts, like a tincture that you take, and it's highly concentrated cilantro. Cilantro will pull the heavy metals out of your bloodstream. EDTA, this is another compound that binds to heavy metals and helps to pull them out of your system. Zeolite, another great detox tool. And another very effective weapon against heavy metals is either Japanese foot baths, like ionic foot baths that will pull toxins through your feet. Something even more convenient is these Japanese made foot pads that you basically, they come with an adhesive, you stick them on the soles of your feet at night, go to sleep, you wake up in the morning and they're full of nasty shit. You pull them off, throw them away, you're solid. I'll share my actual protocol towards the end of the video, but I'm just gonna throw out like all the tools that for me have been the most effective in dealing with these things. Phytoestrogens and environmental pollutants, things like pesticides, glyphosate, things that GMO foods are loaded with, things that fast foods are loaded with. And even from so-called, health and beauty products, for example, soaps, conditioners, shampoo, lotions, most of these things are full of toxic chemicals and heavy metals that get stuck in your bloodstream. Why is this? That's a whole nother conversation for another time. But the fact of the matter is, the health and beauty section of the grocery store is loaded with some of the most toxic products for your body. So start reading labels, only put organic, natural products on your skin. If it's going on your skin, it's going into your bloodstream. Remember that. These things tend to get stored in your liver, and so flushing out your liver is going to help with this. Drinking lemon juice in the morning, squeeze half a lemon into 4 ounces of warm water, slam that down on an empty stomach, do that every morning. That will help to flush out your liver. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, dark leafy greens, these help to flush out the liver, flushing out those phytoestrogens. Artichoke extract, you can get artichoke extract powder. Again, I'll put this in the list of products in the description. This really helps to flush out your liver and release these pollutants from your body. Let's talk about parasites. Most people have parasites, and the reason why we have parasites in our body is because they're feeding off of all this toxic shit that's in our bloodstream. So it's really this compounding effect. All these toxins in our body attract parasites, which feed off of them. Of course, you can get parasites from a variety of sources: contaminated and undercooked meats, pork products, common source of parasites, even drinking water. The problem with parasites, as if you really need to have me explain why parasites be a problem, is that they basically consume nutrients that would otherwise go into your body. So very common when there's strong nutritional deficiencies, even though you're eating enough of that, for example, B vitamins, a common cause is parasites, because the parasites get them first and they get all the nutrition, you get nothing. I have a friend who passed a 6-foot long tapeworm. 6 foot long. And when you do a parasite flush, you may find parasites in your poop. It's happened to me. I have pooped out worms before. It's not pleasant, but it's pleasant to know that they're out of you now. So some things that are gonna help flush parasites from your body. There's a very common combination of plants, herbs, whatever, that you can take. It's available in tincture form, and it's usually a combination of wormwood, black walnut hull, and clove. These three together kill the parasites, kill their eggs, etc., and remove them from your body. There's also something called diatomaceous earth, which helps to kill parasites. So I would recommend taking about a tablespoon of that throughout the day. I'll share that in the protocol coming up here. You can also do a bit of research on something called a zapper, Hulda Clark zapper. That helps to kill parasites and remove toxins from the body. You may have to kind of do a bit of research to find, it's not a readily available product, but you can find them on eBay and places like that. Okay, so that's kind of the overview, all these contaminants. So we're trying to remove fungus, heavy metals, parasites, environmental pollutants, phytoestrogens from the body. I'm gonna get more into the protocol on this. But first of all, I should mention, when you're detoxifying, it's very likely that you're gonna feel like shit for a little bit. You may feel fatigued, low energy, you may experience diarrhea, headaches. These are actually great. It means that your body is starting to release these toxins from the body. Because basically what happens, for example, when you start killing parasites, they release toxic substances into your body and your bloodstream. And so you may experience an inflammatory or even like a flu-like response to this. So it's why you want to keep your system moving, stay hydrated, keep your bowels moving so you can quickly release these things from your body. Something else I want to mention here is that taking bentonite clay helps to absorb the toxicity that's being released into your system and eliminate it. Activated charcoal is another great way to do this, but I recommend taking charcoal on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, like a couple hours before you eat meals, because it's possible that it absorbs nutrients from absorbing into your body as well. Okay, so I'm gonna get more into like the protocol of like what you want to do, how you want to go about detoxifying. You want to eliminate some things from your diet. Obviously, if you're detoxifying, you want to avoid putting toxins back into your body. So avoid sugar, bread, and grains, at least for a short period of time. Avoid alcohol, avoid caffeine, white flour, GMOs, because GMOs are gonna be loaded with pesticides and all kinds of nasty shit and have minimal nutrition actually in them. So eat organic, eat clean, eat local if you can. Go to your farmer's market and get some nice organic produce and animal products. Avoid seed oils. These are major inflammatory endocrine destroyers. Avoid dairy. Now, an exception to this is grass-fed butter, because it has a lot of beneficial fats that I believe are really good for you, good for your immune function, all kinds of things. I love grass-fed butter and ghee. Avoid toxic body products, okay? So cut these things from your life, at least for a period of time of following the detox protocol. Yeah, you'll get the best results by doing this. Here's a protocol that I'm gonna recommend, and it's gonna be a lot of different things. You may wanna focus on one thing at a time, like, okay, I wanna spend a week or a couple weeks doing a parasite cleanse. I wanna spend a couple weeks doing a mold cleanse, a couple weeks doing a heavy metal cleanse, just for example. And you can do a bit of your own research on this, but for example, the parasite cleanse, what you'll want to do is get the tincture, the parasite killing tincture, and basically go through a whole bottle of this. There'll be one in the product's description of this video, but you wanna go through that whole tincture, follow the directions, take it every day until you run out of it. But something like diatomaceous earth, you can take that every single day, basically for the rest of your life, and it'll help prevent parasites from building back up in your system. So that can just be like ongoing support for your body. If you want like an intensive protocol though, where you're just like fucking kicking ass and trying to get everything out of there, this is not for the faint of heart. Like if you're really toxic, you may want to introduce one of these supplements at a time, and just as your body adjusts, you can work up to the full protocol. So for example, start with the bentonite clay, add in the diatomaceous earth, add in foot pads, add in parasite cleanse tincture, just etc. First thing in the morning, squeeze half of a lemon into 4 ounces or more of warm water and drink that down. That helps to flush out your liver. You may also want to take milk thistle. You can get milk thistle extract in like capsule form and pop some of those. Those again help to flush out your liver. A huge part of detoxification is cleansing out the liver. You can look into more intensive liver flushes. I'm also gonna share my secret protocol here at the end. Start your day with that. I also recommend doing coffee enemas 1 or 2 times a week. Coffee enema, you brew a certain type of coffee, you put it into an enema bag and you take it up the butt. And this not only is good for cleansing your colon, but it also helps to release and flush toxins from the liver. Coffee enemas are awesome. Take some artichoke extract and leafy green powder in the morning as well to support that liver flushing. And you're gonna wanna take bentonite clay. Work your way up to 1 teaspoon and work your way up to taking a teaspoon of bentonite clay every 2 hours for an 8-hour period. Again, start with 1 dosage a day and just see how your body adjusts. If you feel okay, if you don't feel like overwhelmed with detox symptoms, then you can add up to that full dosage. Take a tablespoon of diatomaceous earth every day. You can mix this in with smoothies. You can mix it in like fruit juice or something like that. Use either the Japanese ionic foot baths or the foot pads at night. I like the foot pads. They're just really easy. You stick them on, you go to sleep, and wake up in the morning and peel them off. Do those every night for about 2 or 3 weeks. That's something that you can just do at intervals. You don't need to do those every single night. Take the zeolite and the EDTA daily for, again, it could be like a 2-week period or something like that. Another thing that's very valuable is chlorella. However, a lot of chlorella and spirulina products are contaminated with heavy metals because these things absorb heavy metals from the environment. And so a lot of them that are grown outdoors, sometimes they're absorbing toxins from the water supply because our air has various chemicals just like sprayed into it. There's a lot of aluminum and other heavy metals, barium, things like that, just floating through the air. The chlorella and spirulina absorbs that. And so when you take these things, you're actually taking heavy metals, and it's not a good thing. So the only type of spirulina or chlorella I recommend comes from a company called Health Ranger, and their product is clean chlorella. I don't think you'll find that on Amazon. I might be wrong about that. If it's on there, I'll put it in the product description, but go to Health Ranger website, get the clean chlorella. That is an amazing detox ally. Take your parasite cleanse, your tincture, and your diatomaceous earth. Again, working on the parasites. Dandelion and dandelion root are also really great for flushing out the river. You can buy dandelion greens. If you live somewhere where it grows, you can just pick the greens, make a salad. I love to eat dandelion salads in the spring. I buy bulk dandelion roots. I roast them and I brew up dandelion coffee. It's one of my daily drinks. Again, really great for flushing out the liver, helps remove heavy metals. You also definitely want to be moving your body and exercising. That will help to keep your metabolism going, help to keep things moving through your body. Moving your lymph system especially is very important. Just standing and shaking intensely for 5 minutes or so will do it. using a rebounder, like mini trampoline thing. You can jump on one of those for 5, 10, 15 minutes every morning. That helps to really move your lymphatic system and drain stuff out. Sauna, you want to sweat as well. I'm a huge advocate of saunas. I try to get in a sauna at least once a week. Most gyms have a sauna. Somewhere nearby you probably has a sauna. You can even buy at-home infrared saunas. I had one of those in my last place where it's just like a little tent. You sit inside, it goes up to your head. You sit on a chair, just sweat your balls off in them. They're fantastic. So sauna 2 to 3 times a week because you will release a lot of toxins through your sweat. Take probiotics. Again, as you're eliminating these things like glyphosate, which really disrupt your gut biome, you want to be adding good, healthy bacteria to your gut. So taking probiotics will be very supportive of that. Fermented foods, things like that. Keep your colon healthy, doing colonics, some kind of colon cleanse every now and then. It's not something you want to do like once a week, but you definitely want to have a good colon flushing every now and then just to make sure, again, your plumbing system is working properly, especially as you're releasing toxins in your system. Clean diet, check out the Sexual Kung Fu Vitality Diet video to learn more about what a clean diet is, in my opinion. Good hydration. You want to stay very hydrated when you're detoxing. Don't drink tap water. If you can get reverse osmosis or distilled water, that's going to be the best. But tap water is loaded with all kinds of nasty shit. Get plenty of fiber in your diet. That will help to bind to the toxins you'll be releasing. I like to get my fiber through fruits. I like sweet potatoes, squashes, things like that. So that's the detox protocol. Overall, I know it's a lot. It's going to take a bit of your own research, putting things together, finding what works for you, kind of easing your way into it. But I guarantee once you detoxify yourself, you're going to feel better. Your sleep will be better. Your energy levels will be higher. Your sexual vitality will improve. It's not an overnight process, but stick with it and you will feel better. So if you follow that, you'll have great results. I want to share another couple resources that will be valuable for you. First of all, if you want like a more supported path, if you want to have someone supporting you on your detoxification journey, if you want to learn exactly what's going on in your body, if you want to see like what molds, funguses, heavy metals you have in your system, what your nutritional deficiencies are, what your hormonal imbalances may be, the general health and function of your organ system, so there's no guesswork, I'm going to share a link to a company that I worked with personally on my detoxification journey. Their body scans, their bioenergetic body scans helped me see exactly like what my imbalances were. It's how I realized I have this like uranium element in my body. I have high estrogen. My endocrine system's a bit out of balance. You can also get direct support with a health coach through them throughout your journey. I don't advocate or do affiliations very often. And if I ever do, it's because it's something I truly believe in. This is something I worked with and dramatically improved the quality of my life and my health. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Again, you don't need to do this. The regimen I shared with you will be helpful, but if you just want to eliminate guesswork and know exactly what's going on to you and get to your highest level of health and balance, check them out and you'll have a more customized plan for your own personal detoxification health journey. And one very last thing I want to share here is my secret detox regimen. Why am I saying this? Well, this is something I learned about, which has been very, very powerful. When you follow this, it actually eliminates all the things I talked about. It eliminates mold, eliminates heavy metals, eliminates parasites, pollutants, pretty much everything. Sounds too good to be true. It's a bit of a miracle fix-all, but there's a caveat here. The first thing is it's incredibly censored. I can't talk about it here, so I'm gonna have to redirect you to another source where I can safely talk about it, which that alone kind of shows the agenda behind some of these things. Whereas the modern Western health system, it's not really about health and healing. At best, it's a scam. At worst, it's a deliberate culling system. Do with that information what you will, but again, follow the link in the description to find my secret detox regimen. Best wishes to you on your journey of health and sexual vitality. Please subscribe to my channel, share this video with someone who needs to hear this, and I encourage you guys to comment your own personal detoxification regimens. What have helped you to detoxify your body? Leave that in the comments. Let's turn this video into like a community just about everyone sharing their most powerful detoxification knowledge because it's such an important thing for humanity. Have a great day, my friends.